Hey, check this out. This is gonna be a little bit of a different video, and most likely it's gonna be cut into like a multi-part series. This first part is actually gonna be the premise of what leads me up to even really speaking on the subject, but I feel it's important for me to say something. So I first started doing the videos because a co-worker of mine felt that I had some good things to share, and that God was wanting me to speak and provide some insight on some of the things that I talk about. When I talk, 99.9% of it are experiences that I've gone through or that I'm currently going through, and the topics are brought up throughout my day. It just happens to click in my head, maybe through an interaction with somebody or a conversation with someone. And so I feel like when I speak on those topics, it may not necessarily be 100% facts, but they're far from opinion. And now see, I must be honest and share that I'm not a fan of opinions, because I believe that social media provides a lot of platforms for individuals who don't need to be talking about shit. And then these opinions and misconstrued facts get believed by large groups of people, and then it breeds hate, ignorance, stupidity, violence. Opinions can be a dangerous thing. With that being said, I have an opinion on a subject, and I've had it for quite some time, but I normally keep it to myself because it's an unpopular opinion. I feel that as a culture, as a race, black people, we have got to make some changes. And now that's a fact. That ain't even an opinion. This is known and believed, whether we want to admit it or not. But exactly where we need to make the changes, that's where things get a little bit tricky. See, one of the things I believe in, we need to work on our accountability. And now, before you get the bum rushing me, please understand that I know that the game is rigged. And I know that it's harder for us, especially as a black man and black women too. Please don't think that I'm ignorant to how these police do us, how these employers do us, how the news media outlets do us, how we're treated in everyday society. And see, some white people, y'all probably like, how you get treated in everyday society? Yeah, you just follow me around the grocery store. You see people who follow me, or people who move down the next aisle, because I guess, you know, I got the tattoos and all that good shit. How we get done in business transactions. Pretty much every area and aspect of day-to-day life, I know that I'm looked at differently, and I know that I'm treated differently. But one thing about that fact is that it's always gonna be like that. It don't matter how further we get from slavery, emancipation, Jim Crow laws, there is still gonna be racism. But if we go ahead and agree that this shit ain't gonna never change, and we're just held up to a higher standard, well then guess the fuck what? We're gonna have to live up to that higher standard. Excuse me, we don't have to do anything. But I know for me, I wanna make a better way for my kids. So what does that mean? That means I need to bust my ass to accumulate some wealth. Then I need to make sure that that wealth is dispersed upon my death to my kids. And before I die, I need to make sure that they understand how the world works and how finances work, so that they can do the same thing for their kids, and then you can break some generational financial curses. And forgive me for not going all into details. I'm no philosopher. I don't have any idea on how to fix anything. I just know how to accept certain things and either roll with it and play the game how it's supposed to be played, or just keep on doing the same shit and wondering why ain't nothing changing. Another area where we gotta live up to higher expectations is dealing with them fucking police. The police kill us. The police always gonna kill us. The police always have killed us. The police, if you even know why law enforcement was created, they were designed to kill us. They're doing what they were designed to do. The courts, the judicial system, it was all set up against us. A good documentary I suggest you watch is Slavery by a Different Name, or Slavery Under a Different Name. Peep that out. But we gotta live to a higher level because the police ain't gonna stop killing us. The police ain't gonna stop arresting us, and the judges ain't gonna stop sending us to prison. And you know, when police kill us, and if they even get charged, 9 times out of 10, they not gonna get the type of sentence, if they even get convicted, that we would get in a similar situation. And I know police, they're public service, they're supposed to protect and serve us. It's wrong that they kill us, but I want you to do something for me. I want you to go look at the statistics for the last 5 years of police that have killed individuals of color. And then in those same 5 years, I want you to look up the statistics of individuals of color who have killed individuals of color. And now we don't see no marching, we don't see no protesting. Every time a young brother go out there and take another brother's life, every time they get to shooting up the houses and some little kid gets hit, or they shooting at the cars as if it's a movie, they riding down the highway pulling a Fast and Furious, shooting from car to car, and a lady on her way to work get hit. I don't see y'all out there protesting that shit. Listen, I don't care where you from, or wherever you watching this from, or wherever you living right now. I pay attention to the news back where I'm from in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I pay attention to the news where I lived for 12 years in Charlotte, North Carolina. And every time I pull up the news, it's a young black man killing another young black man. And it's not like one individual or one group can tackle all of the issues that we face in the black community. And so I understand that there are individuals and groups and leaders out there whose sole purpose is to focus on law enforcement and their treatment of black people. Hey, but tell me, who the fuck is in charge of keeping up with the treatment of black people from other black people? We got the mistreatment of our black women. And listen, I'm no better than. I ran the streets. I had 4 kids and 4 baby mothers. It took a long time for me to realize how disrespectful I was being to women. And then I was ready to actually make a change and hear something that God had to say to me about how I was disrespecting women and how I was disrespecting myself in my actions with them. But look at how our women doing. We be out there all in the trap, sell drugs, kill, shoot people. Yeah. Bro, that shit crazy. Hey, take the beat off, cut the music off, and just read the lyrics and read that shit and listen to what you saying. And we promote that shit. We pay them. They get paid for this shit. This video was not brought on by the most recent murder of PNB Rock. I don't know that dude. I liked a couple of his songs, but all I know is that a 30-year-old black man, an entertainer, successful, talented, creative, was killed. And unless it was by some white kid, unless Sean did that shit, he was killed by another black man. And at some point, man, we gotta just say enough is enough. At some point, we gotta step the accountability up. Think about our previous leaders. Rest in peace. Dr. King, the late, great Malcolm X, Huey, Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass. Man, look at what they fought for. Look at what they died for. They were assassinated. Look at what we doing right now. And you know what? This ain't no personal knock, because I got friends. I got people on my timeline. I got family members that have made some decisions that they felt that they needed to make, and I'm not in their shoes, and so I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to condemn. That's not on me, because it may come a situation where I feel I have to defend my family, or I feel I have to defend my life, and I might make the same decision, but I'm not getting into the specifics of this shit at all. It ain't even enough time in a day to talk about the specifics. But if your city got 100 murders and one of them murders was by the police, and you out there hooting and hollering for that one, and you ain't got shit to say about the 99, then you part of the fucking problem. I believe it starts with one person at a time. I believe it starts with one black man at a time. I believe it starts with one black father at a time. Find some values or some morals or some ethics or some principles that you stand on. Find something besides money, jewelry, drugs, and stand on that, build on that. Teach your kids a different way so they not out here in the streets doing the same thing. And eventually it may be a whole wave of a generation that decides to switch up how they want to do things, start taking some accountability and living up to that higher level. But until we expect it from our own people, how the fuck can we expect anything else from somebody else? People tired of being mistreated by society. They tired of being mistreated by white people. They tired of being mistreated in general, but ain't got shit to say to the hooligans in their motherfucking neighborhood. Ain't got nothing to say to the people selling dope on the corner or the homies shooting up the block. Oh no, I ain't really mean to go on the rant, but every time I see a young brother kill another brother, it just concerns me about where we going. Cause I got kids, man. And not only do I have to teach my kids to be aware of these police, to be aware of these employers, to be aware of these banking institutions and news media outlets. Not only do I have to teach my kids about these predatory lenders and these unhealthy food. Not only do I have to teach them about TV and social media and all this sexualization, but now I gotta teach my little princes and my little princesses that they could very well lose their life to another young prince, another young king, and another young princess or queen. It's a damn shame. I love y'all.